I'm here.
Can you hold my hand, Robbie? I'm scared.
All right.
I had questions for.
It looks like we're back here.
Are we back?
I believe
All
so. Right. I believe. I see my smiling face up there. I am one handsome man, I will tell you that. I'm a very handsome man. All right, let's see.
Okay, we're back.
Yes. Yes.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry about that, guys. I'm not sure what happened, but you know, when Beeb's behind the controls, who knows?
Someone sabotaged, because I think Eric just shut it off because he couldn't deal with the reality.
That could be it too. I'm not going to lie about it. That
Eric
could be it.
Eric drank too much of his haterade.
Haterade. I drank too much today, that's for sure.
Oh,
that much I do know. That's what you know, grilling out on Memorial Day does for you. You know, Boom Boom sending warning shots to Beeb.
Boom Boom's mad at me, man.
Well,
he called YouTube. Boom Boom's called YouTube, tried to get me taken off.
Down, you know.
Little son of a bitch.
That's right. Hey,
well,
all right, so Robert, yeah, you had a question for Steve, but yeah, his line was breaking up, so I didn't want to go any further with it or whatever.
Yeah.
It just sounded like
no.
maybe he was in a bad reception area. So.
All right, I'll text him your questions.
Yeah, I know. Well, because there was a couple of more rumors that I was going to ask him about that I heard about, and I wanted to see what he had.
Did you make them up, Robbie?
Mikey Garth. Can I go ahead? Hello?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I wanted to make sure, because I don't want to talk over anybody. I heard that Mikey Garcia and Danny Garcia are going to be on pay-per-view. And I heard that Earl Spence and Sean Porter is going to be on regular Fox. I wanted to see what he knew about that.
I believe those are confirmed, aren't they? I know that Garcia's are not, but Porter and Spence, I think that's confirmed already, isn't it, Beeb?
No, it's not. Yeah, it's not signed yet, though.
Not signed yet. Okay.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, but my thought was, shouldn't that be the other way around? Earl Spence is the money guy. Shouldn't he be on pay-per-view? Why would you put Mikey and Danny on pay-per-view when Earl was the...
Spence is pissed, Robbie. He's fucking mad.
Is he?
That's what I heard, yeah.
Well, I don't blame him.
Not good.
You know, I don't blame him, because if that's true, if those rumors are true, and Earl Spence is going to fight on regular Fox against Sean Porter, and the two Garcias are going to have a family reunion on pay-per-view, that's cold.
Yeah. What did you think about Steve's comments, Robert, about DAZN and ESPN Plus?
Well, I've been saying it all along. I really don't think there's going to be enough room for apps to succeed. I think eventually all these big fights are going to have to go back to TV. So if DAZN is having financial issues or internal issues or whatever because they can't get people to subscribe, and he's talking about getting Major League Baseball, NBA, and NFL, I don't think we'll ever see the day that those sports go to an app because they're too big. Their platform is TV. I really don't see the day where you know they're going to go to. Now you may see certain things on an app, like the NFL had a deal recently with Twitter where they did the Thursday night games on Twitter and Amazon and things like that. But getting a whole package to go to an app, I don't see that day coming. You know, maybe after I'm no longer here, but I don't see that happening. I think all these fights are eventually going to have to go back to either pay-per-view or TV.
Robert, what were your thoughts? And Beeb, help me out here with this exact quote. Something to the effect of, if you can't pay $5 a month for ESPN Plus and $10 a month for DAZN, you're not really somebody I want to talk boxing with. Beeb, was that the quote? Was that?
Yeah.
He called him a cheap bastard. Cheap bastard,
I heard what he said.
You're a cheap bastard if you can't afford that.
I heard what he said. And believe me, I wish I wasn't muted because I would have attacked him for that.
Oh,
I'm on a thick
How dare you?
Oh!
No, seriously, Eric.
Show, Robert. Come on.
You're the president of the Steve Kim fan club. Look, there's no way you would have attacked him. There's no way.
Beeb, calm down.
Whoa!
I've supported Steve, but for him to say stuff like that, that's cold. Because number one, people are on fixed incomes. I only get one check a month, so I have to be very careful about how I spend my money. Okay, not everybody has a well-paying job where you can afford to throw away disposable income like he does. I mean, he's on an expense account, for Christ's sakes.
So for him to coupons, and I still buy his own.
For him to say stuff like that, I didn't appreciate that at all.
Steve,
Robbie, I'm shopping at Price Right over here. I'm clipping coupons. I can't even afford Publix.
Publix? It's not Publix. It's Publix.
I can't even afford Publix. I still get the zone.
Come on.
Robert,
seriously, getting back.
Robert, I want to apologize to you real quick because I didn't realize you were muted till the end of the interview. I had muted you during the interview before we called him back, I think on Skype, because I can hear you talking. I heard you talking like back and forth, so I just muted you real quick. And I didn't realize that you were muted through the interview, so I do apologize for that.
It was a setup.
Yeah.
Text me.
That's fine.
You have a phone now. Text me and let
me know.
It was a setup.
It was a setup.
Yeah. Well, no, because see, when I text, I talk to the phone, so she writes the text. You probably heard me doing that because I was texting you
what does it matter?
to let you know about.
You know what I mean? If you're muted, just go ahead and text me, man. Let me know. Let
me know
next time.
Yeah.
Because that's why I like.
But anyway,
during the show was via text. So.
I know. But anyway, let me get. But no, those were a few things I was going to ask him about. But no, I've always been skeptical. Now I think ESPN Plus is going to survive longer than DAZN because of the money that's behind them and the fact that they've got a big network behind them. But I think the DAZN is kind of independent, and that's why I question all these deals that they supposedly have signed. Canelo's got 9 more fights on his contract. It was an 11-fight deal. He's fought 2 fights. He's fought Fielding and he's fought Jacobs. He's got 9 more left. They just signed a 6-fight deal with Triple G. They've signed other deals. I really don't know if we're going to see the end of these contracts. With everything being exclusively on a phone app.
I don't know, man. Joel O in the chat just said he was paying $200 a month for cable and then cut the cord. He got Sling TV and Showtime for $55 a month. Let me tell you what, in Sling TV, I've got experience with that. I bought that from my dad when he had an extended stay in the hospital. And it's an app, Sling TV app or whatever. And it's got a ton of channels and everything like that. I bought that for him. He could watch all the stations he wanted. We were able to watch the Canelo Triple G fight and everything. And it was great. I mean, it really was. It was a really nice package and everything like that. It comes in crystal clear, easy to use. It was nice, man. It was real nice.
Now let me ask you this. Because I have a bundle with Xfinity, with Comcast. Yeah. And I pay like $149 a month. And I got internet blast where I have the fastest internet, and I have every channel, and I have Netflix.
Yeah.
Why can I get a deal like this? And a lot of other people are saying they're spending $200 a month.
How new are you? How new are you to Comcast?
I left Comcast and I went to.
But Xfinity, what is it?
Xfinity, Comcast, same thing.
Yeah.
I've been with Comcast for years. But I always call back and and I tell them I'm going to leave, and they always mail me promotions.
Yeah, that's why.
But they always mail me promotions and stuff. They're always offering deal. Now, when I had DirecTV, the first year I had DirecTV, it was incredible.
Yeah.
But after that, the prices went through the roof. And then I asked them, I mean, what can you do for me? And they couldn't do anything for me.
Right. Cable companies.
Well,
you'll never pay the same price as your neighbor, because even if you have the same exact package, somebody, either they've threatened to go or something like that, and they will, listen, we'll give you a promotion for 3 months. We'll give you a free HBO and Showtime or something like that. I mean, they'll always throw something at you, But that's.
I do it all the time with. I do it all the time with DirecTV. If my bill gets too high, I call them and I flat out tell them, hey, you're getting too expensive here. What can you offer me?
Now,
I'm going to go somewhere else. They give me deals all the time.
Now, Ben G says he needs legit internet, right? But I'm getting like 300. I'm getting like close to 300 download, and the only difference between FiOS and Xfinity is the upload. But who really how important is the upload? Like I get like 12, 15 upload. But I'm gonna do a speed test real quick, and I'll show you my fucking speeds. I'm gonna show you right on my phone.
Well, if you're doing the show, it's important. The upload speed is definitely important. But yeah, I mean, I'm with you, Beeb. I get the same, close to the same thing. I mean, I think I'm between 350 and 400 when I'm plugged in.
I'm on Wi-Fi right now, and I'm gonna show you my phone. I'll show you my phone's the download, and I'll show you the upload. Now, I will say that the FiOS upload is better, but the Comcast download is faster. Now, here's my speed right here. I'm going to show you. I'll put it right on the camera. I don't know if people can see it, but can you see that?
Hang on. There we go.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Let's just say 285 down, and what? 10 up, and that's on Wi-Fi on a phone.
Right.
That's not even plugged in. So I mean, that's not bad. That's not bad. I mean, how important is the upload? The download is what really matters, right?
Yeah.
Upload is for uploading pictures and shit like that, right?
Right.
You don't need that much for that. So, I don't know.
All right, let's go ahead and get started here with the DAZN card. Let's go ahead and talk about the DAZN card here. Devin Haney versus Antonio Morgan. Hang on one second here. All right, so Devin Haney and Antonio Morgan. This fight, I tell you what, was all Devin Haney from start to finish. He looked amazing. I mean, he really did. And we talked about it when we talked about Steve Kim. He reminds me of that Roy Jones Jr. or the Floyd Mayweather. The first time you saw those guys, you knew they were something special. And that's what I look at when I see this guy. He is the only thing I really don't like about him, but he doesn't get hit, is he carries that left hand real low. That's the only thing I don't like about him. And so he's got but I mean, hey, it works for him. He does a form of that Philly. Everybody calls it the Mayweather shoulder roll. He's not doing the Mayweather shoulder. He's doing the Philly shell. There's a big difference. Haney was good. He was fast, and he knocked out Moran in the 7th round. It was a picture-perfect right hand. That left came down. It looks like his left actually held down Moran's left, and he just popped him, man. It was picture-perfect. Right on the jaw. He dropped like he got shot. That guy wasn't getting up, man. It was a solid win. Beeb, what were your thoughts on Devin Haney?
We hear so much about this guy's the next Mayweather, that guy's the next Mayweather, but I got to be honest with you. This is the closest thing to a Mayweather that I've ever seen, because obviously he hasn't fought the competition yet. But when you actually watch him fight, he really he looks like Mayweather. He really does. And this was a one-sided fight from start to finish. We already know that. He was just sharpshooting from the outside. He was razor sharp with the jab, and he's got phenomenal head movement. But that was a vicious right hand. That was a right hand from hell. That was arguably the knockout of the year so far. So I don't know. I'd like to see the competition get better. They're moving him slow. I think they realize they have something good here. So they say to themselves, the kid's only 20. There's no need to rush him. Let him get as many fights under his belt as he can, and then we'll step him up when we want to step him up. Because if he's got a contract like he has right now, he's making big money, and he's not really fighting the killers yet, then there's no rush for him to really jump into the killers yet.
Nah.
Now, by next year, would I like to see him in there with some live bodies? Absolutely. But definitely, again, we say this time and time again, he definitely passes the eye test. There's no question about that.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, he looked very, very good. He looked very, very good, man, for sure.
I've seen him fight on Showbox several times, and he does look like he's going to be special if he's brought along correctly.
Jason in the chat saying he just looked ordinary. He looks nothing like Mayweather. No, we're not saying that he fights like Mayweather, that he looks like Mayweather. What I'm saying is the first time you saw Mayweather and you just knew that guy had something. He was going to go somewhere. Same thing with Roy Jones, you know.
I think he fights similar to Mayweather.
Sure.
I think there's similar.
He definitely has that. I mean, he definitely has that.
I think there's similar. Sure. I think there's similarities.
Yeah.
I'll stand on that.
Remember, guys.
I'll stand on that.
And remember, guys. He's from Las Vegas. He's worked out at the Mayweather gym.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean, like I said, man, he looks good. He looks really good, and he's definitely a superstar, man. And he's on DAZN now. So, wow. Yeah, he does. He reminds me of Pretty Boy Floyd. You're right. He does.
Yes.
Definitely. All right. So let's talk about. And I think he's young enough that, like you said, Beeb, they're not going to rush him. They shouldn't rush him. You know, he's going to go fight by fight, and they're going to build him. They're going to build him the right way.
I mean, just because I'm impatient doesn't mean they have to be impatient with him.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. We're going to want to see him fight big fights and big names, and
if I had a fighter like him with a contract like he has, and Eddie Hearn, the promoter, even said himself that they're not looking to rush him.
Yeah,
they realize they're getting ready to make an investment in this kid, so they're gonna let it ride out.
It's insane. All right, the one of the undercard here was Filip Urgovic versus Greg Corbin. They're two heavyweights. Now Urgovic is a Sauerland fighter, and he gets a lot of hype from Sauerland. I get stuff constantly from them about him. One with a first round KO over Greg Corbin. He's now 8-0. You know, he's still a work in progress. Still remains to be seen. Michael Hunter versus Fabio Maldonado. Michael Hunter stops former UFC contender Fabio Maldonado, who was a pretty good MMA fighter. He's very good in the UFC. Stopped him in the second round. Maldonado, pretty good MMA fighter, but again, no match for Michael Hunter, man. So Michael Hunter says he wants to fight Dillian White next if White doesn't get the title shot or he doesn't get the title shot. He'd like to fight Dillian White. And I think he's got a pretty... listen, man, I don't know, man. I'm not 100% sold on Dillian White. I think that he's been in a lot of wars. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Beeb, you want to weigh in on that? Does Dillian White beat Michael Hunter?
Wow. Michael Hunter could upset him, but it's tough.
It's tough. Right?
I would slightly favor Dillian White because he's such a heavy puncher.
Yeah, I would too. But it's interesting. It's an interesting fight. I like it.
Yeah.
You
know what I'd love to see? You know what would be a great fight, honestly?
What's that?
Dillian White and Usyk.
Yes. Well, we got to see Usyk at heavyweight, though.
Yeah.
We got to see Usyk heavyweight. Now, everything that we know about him says that, hey, he's going to be fine at heavyweight. But, he tore a bicep. He tore his bicep. He's got to come back from that. That's not a cupcake. It's one of those things, man. He's got to come back from it first. So it's, I want to see him at heavyweight, see how he adjusts to the weight, see how he looks at heavyweight. But all in all, we think he's going to be fine at heavyweight. And yeah, I think those are good fights. I think Usyk might be the next guy at heavyweight. And everybody's talking about Wilder, Joshua, this and that. I think Usyk may be the dark horse here because he's a solid boxer. And I think he may even be he's a better boxer than Anthony Joshua. I think he's definitely better schooled. I think he's definitely a better boxer than Deontay Wilder. Now, is he better than Fury? That I don't know. Can he get past any one of those guys? I don't know. But could be the dark horse here. Could definitely be the dark horse. All right. Let's talk about ESPN. Masayuki Ito versus Jamel Herring for the WBO Junior Lightweight Championship. I'll tell you what, man. What more could you ask for on Memorial Day than a former Marine winning the WBO Junior Lightweight title? Jamel Herring boxed great. He won a unanimous decision over Ito by the scores of 116-112, 118-110, and 118-110 twice. Ito looked confused at times in there, man. I noticed this early, and the announcers alluded to it, that Ito was not keeping his lead foot outside Herring's lead foot. You got a conventional and a southpaw, and therefore he was keeping himself out of position all night. Herring was actually led to the ring by the USMC, the Marines, and Beeb, is this a great story or what? I mean, really, can't
get any better than this.
Yeah, I mean, Herring's daughter passed away 10 years ago yesterday on the night of the fight.
That broke my heart when he said that.
She passed away. I read from SIDS.
Devastated me. I was so sad to hear that. That really tug at my heartstrings.
That hurts, man. Yeah, right. Yeah. And so for him to win this title on that day, on Memorial Day, the Marine Corps is there with you. They're cheering you on. How could you? I mean, the stars were completely aligned for Jamel Herring to win this fight, and man, he did a great job. Was fighting for the PBC, has now switched over to Top Rank. Bob Arum had said that, hey, a lot of people didn't like that signing. A lot of people did not like him taking Jamel Herring and everything like that. Robert, give me your rundown on this fight. What were your thoughts on this?
First of all, Semper Fi. He deserves everything he gets. He put on a hell of a show, man. And I mean, Ito is no slouch, but he is a one-dimensional fighter. And Herring, with his Olympic background and his amateur background, he basically dominated from start to finish. And I'm proud to be an American when a guy like that, goes out and does good for our country, and he served our country, and he's somebody that we all should get behind. But what I'm afraid of now is he's going to be fed to McGill Pershelt, and I don't know if he can handle Pershelt, because Pershelt was there, and he wants to make a unification bout, and I'd like to see Herring get a few title defenses so he can reap the rewards of being a champion. I'd hate to see him be a person that gets the belt and then immediately loses it to probably one of the best guys in the division. But it looks like that's the way the stars are aligned, and I'm ashamed to see that in a way.
Well, I mean, listen, man, that's why they fight the fight, number one, and we don't know that fight's going to be next. But, hey, if it is next, that's a big payday for Herring also. Probably a big payday for both guys, I would imagine.
Robbie, you think Herring gets blown out? You think Herring gets blown out in that fight?
Well, Berchelt seems to me to be the real deal at 130, Beeb. And, after all, this was Herring's first title shot. So, he could get blown out, but with his amateur background and with his Olympic background, I think it'll be competitive. But, I see Pershelt winning that fight, and God, do I want to be wrong. But I think Pershelt is the best at that weight class.
Yeah, I think so too, but I think, like I said, man, you never until they fight, man. You never know. You never know, and I mean, it's such a great story.
Yeah.
Listen, man, he was Captain America yesterday, that's for sure. So there you go.
Yep.
Georgie, if you're Georgie's in the chat saying he's online. Georgie, I don't see you on here, so make sure to hit 1 or whatever, and then you can get in there and all that other good stuff.
Yeah, if you're online, you got to hit 1 so everybody can see you.
Yeah. All right. So Jose Pedraza versus Antonio Lozada. Pedraza scores a 9th round TKO over Antonio Lozada. Robert, what was your thoughts on this?
I'm glad to see Pedraza back because normally after people fight Vasily Lomachenko and lose, they never look the same afterwards. I mean, that's the effect he has on most of his opponents. But I'm happy to say that Pedraza looked like Jose Pedraza and put on an excellent performance. And he's talking about going to 140. So it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see if he stays at 135 or goes up to 140. He says he eventually wants to challenge for a title up there. So we'll see what happens. But I'm glad that he did not suffer from the Lomachenko opponent's curse. Most of the opponents, after they fight Lomachenko, they never look the same. But
no.
Jose did a good job last night.
Well, you know what? I thought he definitely put up a good fight with Lomachenko. You fight Lomachenko and you're never the same. I think it's just, he's such a good boxer. I think he takes a lot of confidence away after he beats you. I really do.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So that's a tough thing, man. All right, Fox Sports 1, Austin Trout versus Terrell Gausha. Austin Trout and Terrell Gausha fought to a disputed draw. This is odd to me. All right, scores were 99-91 for Gausha, 96-94 for Trout, and 95-95 dead even. Beeb, how did you have this fight scored?
I only gave
won the fight.
I only gave Trout 2 rounds in this fight.
I think that's the way everybody is leaning. Robert, what about you?
I didn't think Austin Trout won a round. I thought he got completely dominated and shut out. And see, this is the problem I have with judges. It makes me wonder what the hell kind of fights they watch sometimes. How can you score to draw, and how can you make it 6-4 for Trout? At never any point in that fight did Austin Trout take over or look like he was doing any good. Austin Trout, frankly, and everybody's expecting me to do this, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. But he needs to find something else to do. He showed that he's done. I don't know what it's going to take for the guy to realize that you can't do it anymore. But he got thoroughly dominated last night, and that was a disgusting score on 2 of the judges' parts. The judge that scored it for Gausha, that's the kind of scorecard you needed to see yesterday. Austin Trout got thoroughly dominated in that fight. It wasn't even close.
You know what the problem, Eric, with Trout is moving forward? We all know his claim to fame is the counterpuncher, right? He's the counterpuncher, right?
Yeah.
He likes to slide back, take that step back, and suck you into a counter, a trap, right? Set the traps for you. But here's the problem. Counterpunchers, what do they rely on more than anything? Timing. And his timing, I don't know if his timing was off because it's been a steady decline. I mean, his timing was off in the Charlo fights. His timing was off in the Lara fight. So the thing is this.
In the Hurd fight.
Hurd fight as well. Thank you, Robbie. So if you're moving back, taking that half step back, in order for the trap to be successful, you have to set your feet really quick and be able to fire off that back foot. And it's all dependent upon you getting your feet set quick and in position to fire. The problem is he can't do that anymore because if you notice, Gausha was following him out, and before he could get his feet set and prepared and ready to fire that left hand, that sneaky left hand counter that likes to throw, Gausha was already hitting him with the right hand. So once your timing is gone like that, for a fighter like him, timing is everything. And once that starts to dull and it's starting to fade away and might even be gone to a great degree, he's going to have problems moving forward. Because Cachet just followed him out every time he would take that step back to try to suck Cachet into a trap. Cachet jumped on him real quick and would either fire the right hand or he would offset the movement with the jab. So that's the problem. I mean, he was eating right hands all night because this was a battle of the right hand versus the straight left, and the right hand won because the right hand was getting there first. Because again, he was beating him to the spot. When the guy moving forward is beating you to the spot, and your trap is not working and it's becoming ineffective because you can't set your feet and fire, and that's happened a lot in recent fights, he's going to have problems.
Austin Trout, after the fight, said that he said there should be an immediate rematch. He said, this, that, and the other thing, but there should be an immediate rematch.
I don't buy that.
If I'm Terrell Cachet, I walk away from this. There's no reason to do this again. I mean, if he wants to do it again, that's one thing. But this is a win for him. You didn't lose this fight. It wasn't a draw. Everybody saw the fight. I mean, it was a very disputed fight, very disputed draw. Listen, man, just go forward. There's nothing. I mean,
How in the hell did one judge have Trout even winning this fight?
I don't understand that, Beeb.
That guy needs to be suspended and probably never judge a fight again. I wouldn't let that guy judge a cockfight.
How dare you? How dare you?
Oh, I'm daring.
I wouldn't.
Beeb. That guy's
I'm daring.
I would.
Well, you can go like a few blitz.
I would take the license away from two of those judges. I don't see how the judge had Trout winning, and I don't see how there was a fucking draw. I mean, both of those guys, they need to go into a room and explain to me, with the fight running on camera, what exactly they were watching, because both of those scorecards are crap.
What if the two judges agreed to go in a room and explain it to you, but it has to be on DAZN? Would you watch it then?
Eric, don't go there with me. But I mean this reminds me of C.J. Ross or Adelaide Bird. Okay, I mean, who the fuck pays you the money to score?
Whoa!
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. You know
Give me
what?
a
I'm
break.
always the first one to Ohio Runs Boxing in the chat. Salute, brother. I'm always the first one to kind of come to the judge's defense because it's tough. It is tough to, listen, man, everybody has their opinions, and 90% of you are probably wrong when it comes to judging fights. I mean, I'm just being factual. It just is what it is. When you go out there and you say, oh, this guy won the round, listen, 90% of you guys probably have it wrong, and there's about, and then there's this group of people, like I said, it's tough when you're there. It's easy when you're on TV, when you're at an arena and you're hearing all this crowd noise around you. And yeah, I get it. That's what they get paid for. I got it. But they don't get paid very much. So don't get crazy here. They don't get paid very much. They're not getting paid fighter salaries.
No, I know that.
But it's very difficult to sit in one position in the ring, ringside, and watch this fight. Especially, when a punch lands, everybody's cheering for this guy, or you got the house fighter or something like that. It's a difficult thing, That being said, this was not one of those decisions. This was not a difficult decision,
Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Eric.
It's even like when I come to the defense and everything, but when I look at this fight, it's like, okay, what? You're
making me nervous. You're making me nervous there for a second.
But yeah, like I said, man, it was troubling. It is kind of troubling, Ohio Runs Boxing. I saw that. I was actually going to mention that. So Ohio Runs Boxing. If you haven't followed him on Facebook, go follow him. He's got great stuff on there. Always does Ohio fighters right, man. And he's got this. What do they call? I thought they called them jingasas. I don't know what their actual name for the hat is. The Chinese hats with the or the Asian hats rather, with the they're like circled and pointy. You know what I'm talking. You see them in kung fu movies all the time.
I got one.
He painted it orange, and it's got flames on it, and it says Ohio Runs Boxing on it. It's a real slick hat, man. And he wears it to all the fights. And he had Kelly Pavlik wear the hat last night. It was pretty cool. It was pretty awesome, man. So
Any pitches? Any pitches?
What's that?
Any pictures of Kelly Pavlik wearing the hat?
No, yeah. If you go on Facebook on his whatchamacallit, on his profile, you'll see it on there.
Oh, what's his name on Facebook?
Ohio Runs Boxing.
It is?
Did he have to change it? Oh, Ohio, did you have to change to? I think he might have had to change it to his name or whatever. Marcus. Let me know it just so I can shout it out on here. If you had to change it from Ohio Runs Boxing, I'm not sure if he did or not. I thought like Facebook made him to.
A rated hat. Rated.
The hat that Raiden wears. That's right. That's the hat that Raiden wears from Mortal Kombat.
Flawless victory.
Yeah. After he rips you out and shows you your spine.
I love that.
Oh my goodness. Real quick here, Chordale Booker beat Wally Omataso by unanimous decision, and Ahmed Albiali in the win column with a TKO in the second round over Marlos Simoes. Across the pond, your boy, Huey Fury, stops Chris Norad in round 2. So there you go. Hey, let's go to Georgie in 508 here. Let me see.
Hi, Georgie.
From this day, you'll be my new fool.
Hello, Georgie. Hello, Georgie.
Hey, yo, what's happening, people?
How are you? How are you?
I gotta talk to my man Robbie. Robbie, baby, we gotta talk. We gotta sit down and have a fucking combo. My dude. Where to start? Let's see. What the fuck? When Wilder for Fury? When the fuck was that?
That was December 1st.
And where we out, May?
Yep.
So what we got going, like 5 months?
Yep.
Almost 5 months. So in 5 months, we seen Fury rob on PBC. We see the other Charlo before the Russian dude got robbed too.
Yeah, because he lost.
Ugas got robbed.
Yeah.
These dude fighting Charlo got robbed. I mean, how many fucking robberies this motherfucker can pull back to back?
Oh, his pitch.
I don't know, but last time was horrible.
Baby,
man.
and not only that, if that doesn't tell you right there, all these fucking robberies in this short amount of time, if that doesn't tell you right there that you should not blame the judges, you lost. You without help. It's pointless, futile to even try to put this point across to you, Robbie. It's down to you when you die to donate your body to science so we can track this fucking gene down that doesn't let you see the reality. I just don't get it. What we blaming 2019 and here we are blaming judges?
Well, Georgie, did you watch that fight yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay, and who did you think won?
Listen, it's not about that. It's about we already know who won.
No, who did you think won?
Trial lost.
Okay, that's my point.
But why are you blaming the judges?
Because how can two idiot judges, one have it scored a draw and the other...
Because they're getting paid to get it that way, Robbie. They're getting paid to get it that way. Why you don't comprehend that it's so hard to understand? It's not the judges that should come all the way from the top.
You know what? They're the ones that are going to take the blame because they put in the shit scorecard.
Exactly. And you play into these fucking mafia's hands, repeating what they want you to say. That's what they want you to say. They want you to blame the judges. And the Angry Birds and the other motherfuckers out there. That's what they want you to do. What the fuck, bro?
We're being manipulated.
We're going nowhere. Back in the
We're being manipulated. We're being played.
Baby, come on.
You've been took. You've been had. Bamboozled.
Run amok.
Bamboozled. Run amok.
Led astray.
Led astray.
Listen, I ain't done. I got some work from Eric right now, because Eric is wrong too. I know the body I'm catching tonight. You wrong, Eric. You wrong.
What about
And I'm going to tell you why. You know why you wrong?
What about Teflon Beeb? Is he getting any shots?
Nah, baby. Yo, baby from Boston. That motherfucker never wrong. You crazy.
Yeah, big time. Running shit.
Yo,
Eric.
McLovin.
Eric. Trinidad was the champion 19 years old.
So?
Benitez was the champion at 17 years old.
So?
Vargas was the champion at 19 years old.
So?
And all this fucking generation gonna lose that because of that mentality that you're putting out there. Oh, if I had the contract,
he's killing you.
Fuck the contract. We here as a fan to see who's the best in the world. Fuck the contract. Wipe your ass with the contract.
Get him a body bag.
The fuck we talking about contracts?
Get him a body bag.
Competition. When the fuck Haney gonna fight somebody with a pulse? All this Mayweather talk.
The guy last night was a good fighter.
All this fucking money make comparison.
The guy last night was a good fighter.
And when he gonna
killing you?
Man, listen.
What up, Georgie?
How long Errol is being a professional? Spence, how long he been a professional?
Spence? I don't know.
How long?
I don't know. You tell me.
Like 8 years, 7, 8 fucking years already. He been 7, 8 solid years already. He been 7, 8 solid fucking years already.
He's killing you.
And that mentality is why he haven't fought nobody.
Killing
Who he fought? Who? Yeah. Somebody on fucking where in the other side of the pond. That's his biggest man. That's it. And why? Because that mentality, no, we got to take care of them. We got to bring them up. We got to fucking them up. All that babysitting for why? I don't want to see no babysitting. I want to see who's the best in the world. In the fucking world, people.
Get him!
You want to babysit and shit? Go do something else, because this is not a sport for that.
Get him!
What is wrong with you people? Everybody on there smash that like button.
Get him!
Smash that shit.
Georgie, I love your calls, man.
Hey, yo, what's happening, people? I'm fucking on. Listen, everybody out there support the channel. Donate. Thumbs up, because I got to go. I love you guys. See you next week.
I thought Coach
Georgie.
All right.
I thought Coach
Holy cow.
I thought Coach C gave you that work. He just destroyed you.
Man, hit that fucking like button.
Mafia Illuminati.
Oh my God.
He destroyed you. Let me ask you a question. You're going to be able to finish the show?
I don't know. I was wobbled there. There you go.
Yeah.
People's champ getting a say on me and Robbie. How about that?
Man, he was into it today, man. Woo!
You're just lucky Coach C's on a hiatus.
Oh. Hey guys, what's going on here in the what's going on here? Why we only got 11 like? Come on, guys, hit the like button. Come on.
33 people in the chat.
Hit the like button. Let's go. Come on. Why do you guys make me do this? Why do you guys make me come off here and do this? I don't understand this. Come on.
And hey, don't forget to buy the T-shirts. Don't forget to buy the T-shirts, man.
Yeah. Show them, Beeb.
I don't know if this
Beeb loves this segment, you know.
I don't know if this camera can get the 48-inch chest. Let's see.
Yeah.
There it is. There it is, right there.
It's perfect.
There you go.
There it is. Look at the wingspan on the Beeb.
The wingspan on the Beeb.
Yeah.
You want to
like a
chest
$15, guys.
I'm like
$15. Buy
I'm
those
like
T-shirts.
I'm like a California condor.
I'm a wingspan for a cardinal. Are you kidding me? The bird chest over there. What's the matter with you?
Take it easy. If you hit the coupon if you hit the coupon code, you get 15% off. There's a coupon code. When you go there, there's a link, and you hit the coupon. I don't even bench anymore. I do a lot of dumbbells. I don't like benching.
He does Pilates now.
I do a lot of dips, a lot of dips, pull-ups, dumbbells, machines too. I don't like benching.
That's right.
Bad for your shoulders.
It is bad for your shoulders, isn't it? All right. So, yeah, we got to get by the way, we got to get a website. I'm going to get a website for the T-shirts, guys. Don't worry about it. So it's not, you can click the link down below where it's shop.spreadshirt.com.
Thank you, Emmanuel.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. And Joel O, we shouted those guys out, didn't we? Notorious and Joel O.
Yeah.
Some nice.
Yep.
Thank you guys so much, man. We appreciate all your support, man. Really.
Thank you so much. T-shirts, nice, man.
They're great. I like them.
Get a nice discount.
That's it. All right. So let's talk about the upcoming fights here before we go back to the line. I think New York is holding on, so hang on tight. We'll be right there. Let's see here. What is today? The 25th? Somewhere around there? 26th?
Today's 26th.
All right.
26th.
Robert, let's talk about it. May 31st. When is that?
That's a Friday.
All right. Next Friday. Robert, it's going down in Thailand. Chonburi, Thailand, baby. He's doing it. TBE, son. Wanheng Menayothin versus Tatsuya Fukuhara. It's a rematch, Robert. 12 rounds for Menayothin's WBC strawweight title. Robert, Menayothin's TBE, son.
Well, all I can say to that is Julio Cesar Chavez retired at like 80-0, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Yeah, that's the point. That's a good point. Very good point. All right. June 1st, Saturday, yes, from Cardiff, Wales on ESPN Plus, Jay Harris versus Angel Moreno. 12 rounds for the vacant European flyweight title. Chris Evans versus Stephen Ormond. What is this? Who's putting this on? This has got to be one of the
it's
MTK, right? This is
it's a British promotion. Yeah.
Late.
Yeah.
June 1st from DAZN, or from New York on DAZN. Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz Jr. 12 rounds for Joshua's IBF, WBA, and WBO heavyweight titles. On the undercard, co-main, Callum Smith versus Hassan Ndam. 12 rounds for Smith's WBA super middleweight title. Your boy, Robert Chris Algieri, making his presence known in New York versus Tommy Coyle. That's a good fight. That's a pretty good fight.
Mm-hmm.
I like that fight.
Yeah.
Katie Taylor, who's been blowing up my phone lately, versus Delphine Pearson. 10 rounds for the WBA, WBO, IBF, and WBC women's lightweight unification fight. Wow. That's a big one. Joshua Buatsi versus Marco Antonio Parabon. 10 rounds, light heavyweights.
It's a good fight.
Yeah. Josh Kelly versus Ray Robinson, 10 rounds welterweights. That's a killer card, Beeb.
It's a good card. Shout out to Eddie Hearn.
Card, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to Eddie Hearn. He put a good card together.
Card.
Yeah. That's a great
I hope
card.
too many people didn't get rid of their tickets when they heard about Big Baby, because that's a good card to go to. So hopefully people hung on to their tickets.
Yeah. That's an awesome card, man. Also on Saturday from San Jacinto, California, Robbie's old stomping grounds on Fox Sports. Devin Alexander versus Ivan Redkach, 10 rounds welterweights. Hugo Centino Jr. versus Willie Monroe Jr., 10 rounds middleweights. How about that? That's not bad. Not too bad.
That'll be on Fox Sports 1, everybody. 8 o'clock.
They got about 15 fights on that card. Let's see what else. And that's pretty much it.
Yep.
That's pretty much it for the weekend. Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz Jr. Man, I'll tell you what. Jeez. I think that, I can't see any way Andy Ruiz wins this fight. I just can't. To me, Joshua's too good. Andy Ruiz is not going to be able to knock out. He's not that kind of fighter. He's not a big puncher in the sense that he's going to be able to catch Joshua and put him away. Man, but I tell you what, I just can't see it. Anthony Joshua wins. I think he wins by, I think he stops him late. I think Ruiz puts on a good show while it lasts, but I think that, I think it does, I think he goes down. So, Robert, what about you? What do you think happens in this fight?
Look, I like Andy Ruiz, but Joshua is a champion, and I don't know if. Let's put it this way: Andy Ruiz put up a hell of a fight with Joseph Parker. Anthony Joshua is no Joseph Parker. There's levels to this game. Andy's going to make it competitive. He's going to give a good fight, but Joshua is going to win. And for Andy's sake, I hope it goes the distance at least.
Please, Robbie.
What about you, Beeb?
This is an interesting fight. I'll tell you why. I can see shades of Carlos Takam versus Anthony Joshua in this fight, to be honest with you. I like Ruiz.
I'll go along with that, yeah.
I like Ruiz. I'm just interested to see if Joshua is going to be able to get off and land as clean as he would like to in this fight if Ruiz is able to get inside. And that's a big if Ruiz can get inside. Now, if Ruiz can get inside, the fight goes rounds. If Ruiz is at the end of that jab, being lined up for the right hand, it's going to be a problematic night for him. It ends quickly. I mean, these are it's a lot of ifs here. These are possible scenarios that could play out. But I'm just curious to see if Ruiz can get inside. And Ruiz moves his head pretty well. He's got decent defense. I still think this is a better fight than the Jarrell Miller fight. I think Ruiz is an all-around better fighter, boxing skills-wise, than Jarrell Miller. I think he's got a better resume, as Steve Kim had said. I agree with Steve Kim. So I'm anticipating this fight to be entertaining while it lasts. And this fight could last. It could go rounds, or it couldn't. But I'm just curious to see Anthony Joshua's state of mind in this fight. Is he overlooking Ruiz? Is he reading the press clippings how everyone's really giving Ruiz no shot? Is there a mental lapse going into this fight because Ruiz isn't talking trash like Miller did? He's not so is Joshua going to be as motivated for Ruiz as he was for Miller? And will Joshua have jitters fighting for the first time in the United States? A lot of questions here. So I'm just real curious, man. I'm starting to get really excited for the fight. On paper, it doesn't seem like a real big fight, but I'll be honest with you. It's gonna be like monumental for me to see Anthony Joshua in the Madison Square Garden, the Mecca of boxing, fighting on American soil. And I'm sure a lot of the Brits are going to come over with him. I'm just excited to see the whole spectacle. I really am.
Yeah, I think so too. But I tell you what, everybody, Andy Ruiz, his only option to win is if he does get inside. But if he does get inside, he's got to deal with that uppercut. You know what I mean? And that's not going to be a cupcake either. I just don't see any way.
Well, the uppercut can be smothered too. You still need a little bit of space for the uppercut. Uppercut's more of a mid-range punch. So.
But yeah, and you said, do you think he gets nervous? Absolutely. I think he does. I think this is a different animal. I think that, he's comfortable where he's at, and he's comfortable fighting in front of all those people in Britain. This is a completely different energy. It's a completely different animal. Now, what does he do with it? I don't know. Does it freeze him for a round or two? Could.
Yeah.
It could. Very well could.
Yeah.
Is he looking past this? Honestly, what's there to look past, too? Wilder's not fighting him. Simple as that. I mean, there's nothing to look past this guy for.
Yeah.
Wilder's already got his next two fights, locked up. And, so what
Well, see, that's the current problem, Eric, with the heavyweight division. We know Wilder's going to fight Ortiz, and we know he's going to fight Adam Konoski. what does Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury do for future opponents? And, because how long can this three-ring circus go on with three different guys holding, titles, but yet not fighting one another?
Take it easy, Robbie.
How much longer does boxing fans deal with this?
Yeah, they're going to deal with it for a while because all three of them are on competing networks, and it doesn't bode well for any of us.
Yeah, I know. I know.
And shout out, I know I give Eddie Hearn a lot of stick sometimes, but shout out to Eddie Hearn for pulling this card together and keeping it alive and really making a good event out of something that could have been a catastrophe.
Yeah, it really, really was, man. I tell you, Callum Smith on that card. That's gonna be a fun fight. That Chris Algieri, Tommy Coyle fight. That's a solid fight.
Solid fight too.
Solid fight, man. And
this is one of those cards where I'm probably going to tune in for the whole 3 hours.
Yeah, 100%.
What time to start next week? 7 o'clock probably.
I would imagine about 2. Oh, well, no, because it's in Madison Square. I was thinking again. It's in England. Probably about 7.
No, it's in New York. I don't know what time it starts. That's a good question.
That fight. I tell you what, that card could get started about 5 or 6.
Yeah, I'll have to call up Eddie and ask him.
Yeah, I'll call him up. I'll let you know what he
says. Doesn't like you.
Okay, I'll call. Well, you know what? I'll just text Katie Taylor.
Lois, on the calendar tomorrow. We have to call Eddie Hearn at about 5 o'clock.
Well, no. You know what? Steve Kim probably has to be in New York for that. He might know.
I heard
Robbie, I'm talking to Lois. Okay, thanks, Lois.
Yeah, make believe.
Enough!
Just saying. I'm just making a. I'm just saying.
Lois, you know what? Go ahead and call human
make
resources.
Believe.
Go ahead and call. Go ahead and call HR.
Did you swipe right to meet Lois?
I'm tired. I'm tired of the misogyny and the disrespect
I'll let you bonehead.
Yeah, I bought it I bought it Webster's Dictionary at Publix. I know how to spell that.
Publix.
Hey, I know Lisa's real, but I don't know if Lois is. So,
Publix. What's the matter with you? All right, before we go to our news and rumors, let's go to 718. I think this is New York City. Robert, is that New York?
Yes.
Yeah, it's Mr. Suleiman.
Hey, hello, how you doing?
What's up, Suleiman?
What's up, Suleiman?
Yeah, man.
Suleiman!
I'm calling from New York City, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm calling. How you guys doing? I'm calling from New York City, man. MSG is already repped up for this fight, man. They got this big signs on the MSG for Andy Ruiz and Joshua. Okay. In my opinion, just to continue with the heavyweight fight thing, I think right now Joshua has a lot of pressure on him. Joshua, in his career, he's been protected. Unlike Andy Ruiz is a smaller fighter, so for him to be competitive in the heavyweight division, he has to box. He has to win. Okay, he has to use boxing technique to achieve his accomplishments in his short career. Okay, he has a couple of regional belts. In some people's opinion, he won that fight with Joseph Parker. So, I think Joshua's gonna fight a different type of animal. I think Joshua's gonna have problems with him. He's gonna have problems with the jab. He's gonna have problems with the frustration because he's trying to unify with Wilder and with Tyson Fury. He's also gonna have frustration trying to make a better performance than Wilder did against Brazil, which Brazil's an opponent that just runs up to you and tries to snub. He was the perfect opponent for Wilder to make him look good in that fight. That fight was like a premeditated fight. When he threw that right hand, he already knew he was going to knock him out with that right hand. And he already knew that Brazil was going to be spoiled. But unlike Andy Ruiz is going to box move. He's going to give him angles. He hasn't been given anything. He hasn't been protected. Okay, he's not going to be showboating in the MSG. So don't be surprised if we're going to have a new heavyweight Mexican champion of the world. On the first number for MSG. Wow. I'm going for Andy Ruiz Jr.
Oh my God!
Andy Ruiz Jr. has the technique. He's a true heavyweight. These heavyweights are too big at this present time. We need a heavyweight that's like 6'2", like 6'3", 6'4", like him, that could move like old school style. He's hungry right now. He got the touch to show it. You know what I'm saying? He's a real fighter. So this is what we need to see. Real old school fighting. And then after that, let's make this fight happen, man. Let's make this fight happen with him and Wilder. No shot, no job, no chitter chat. You know what I'm saying? Real fighting, real American style fighting. Forget about this UK. UK got the belts on hostage. He's supposed to come to USA permanently. And big shout out to Andy Ruiz. Yo, put him down, man. Make us proud, man.
Oh, wow.
Suleiman, I got to ask you a question. How's the environment? How's fight week? This is the first day of fight week, right? How's it been so far? Like,
okay.
Is there a buzz for the fight? Is there a buzz for the fight?
Yeah, there's a buzz for a fight, man. You gotta understand, the guy's a Chicano, man. He's a Mexican, man. He's a Mexican. New York got a big Mexican population, good Latino population. I'm tired of seeing you guys being in the limelight, taking out paper, taking out money. Or they talking about deals. All I hear all these shows is, Anthony Joshua became champion of the world. All I hear is about money. All you guys talk in your shows is about money. Forget about the money. Let these guys scrap up, knuckle up, and let's make this money, man. Like when Tyson, you never heard all this shocking job about when Tyson was champion of the world. I want to see guys talk about fighting. I want to see guys make fights happen. You know what I'm saying? Wilder, he wants to be unified champion. If Ruiz takes these belts, I want to see Ruiz just make that contract ASAP. You know what I'm saying? And fight. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Joshua, if he gets knocked out, he's going to ask for a rematch right away. Joshua's going to wait. He's going to probably have a couple of tune-ups like Tyson Fury does. Get a couple of tune-ups and then fight. So that fight could happen ASAP. If he knocks out Joshua or beats Joshua by any way possible, he's going to make this fight Wilder happen, and then we're going to have a unified champion. Then anybody else could come later on. You know, I don't think Joshua...
90 seconds.
Joshua has a lot of pressure. He's modeling. He has too much contract. He's too much of a star, man. This is boxing, man. This is a sweat. You know, you got to go in the ring. You got to sweat. You know what I'm saying? You got to hit the pad. You got to hit the double and back. You got to do the roll work. This is the kind of fighter Andy Ruiz is, man. He's not there for cosmetic purposes, man. He's a real fighter, man. He's small, so he has the boxing technique to win a fight. That's what we need, man. That's what we need in boxing. We don't need none of these pretenders to the throne no more, man.
60 seconds.
We got all these titles. Nobody want to fight. All you guys talk hours and hours and hours about money. Or they offer 50,000, 50 million. I'm tired of it. I want to hear about boxing, man. Like Devin Haney, he goes in the ring, he wins fights, man. Like this other guy, he came all the way for the Japanese guy and won a fight. That's why, like Wilder, he went in there and knocked their opponent out, and everybody's hating on him. I want to see Wilder have an opportunity to become unified champion of the world. I want to see an American champ, a true blue American champ, a heavyweight champ like a Muhammad Ali, like a Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? Let these guys in the UK do something else, man. Then play rugby and then you do soccer or something else, man. You guys have a great day, man.
All right, you too, man. Thank you so much, Suleiman. That might have been the pick of the year right there.
Look, I like Andy, but I
10
don't see that.
seconds.
I don't see that.
Yeah, I don't see. Listen, man, I don't see it either. I like Andy Ruiz a lot. I think it would be awesome. I think it'd be awesome if he upset Anthony Joshua. I think that would be so great. I don't think it's going to happen, though. I just don't, man. I don't see any way he wins that fight. My God,
can you imagine if that happened on American soil? Anthony Joshua may never want to come back.
If Ruiz wins that fight, I'll wear a sombrero for the rest of the on the show.
That's right.
Got to get it off Amazon, though.
You got to get it off Amazon.
Wow. You hear it all each week, man.
Take it easy, Robbie.
Hit that like button.
Exisco in the chat is killing it with Lois and Robbie references.
Look, I have nothing to do with Lois. That's Beeb's deal.
You better not have anything to do with Lois.
Robert, did you hook up with Lois?
Hell no. She's fake.
Wow. He just called your girl fake Beeb.
She is the realest of all times. You can never meet a realer person than Lois.
As long as you pump her up with air, she's fine.
Enough with that! Lois, it's okay. Do it, Lois. Go ahead, call them. Tomorrow.
What did Jason do now? Jason was just timed out by Emmanuel Moreno in the chat.
I got the wrench squad on your ass now, Jason.
There were some issues earlier.
Yeah, he blocked Eric on Twitter. He blocked Eric on Twitter, and now he gets timed out in the chat. Way to go, Jason.
How to win friends and influence people. All right. Thurman Pacquiao is now set for July 20th. The fight will take place at the MGM Grand, and the fight will be on pay-per-view. Undercard is shaping up nice. You got Caleb Plant versus Mike Lee. Jordan Nasugas versus Omar Figueroa Jr. Robert, you paying for this fight?
Yes, I am, because Mr. Pacquiao is going to take care of Mr. One Time.
Wow. B, what about you?
Does Santa Claus wear a red suit?
Beeb, you and I are degenerates. We're buying that fight. So
Yeah.
We're just degenerates.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we do. We're junkies.
But Mr. Pacquiao will take care of Mr. Thurman.
You know what? And Pacquiao said here, Thurman said he's going to crucify Pacquiao and this and that. Listen, Thurman almost got pasted in his last outing. Oh, no, man.
Exactly.
Listen, again, man, you guys know my
favorite. Hey, listen.
Pacquiao, but, yes.
If he's going into this fight thinking that he's fighting an old Pacquiao, a less than capable Pacquiao in this fight, then he's sorely mistaken. If his claim to fame and his major advantage is Pacquiao's age, then he's got a lot to worry about in this fight.
Well, and you know what really pisses me off about this, Beeb, is he comes out and says, "I'm going to do to Manny Pacquiao what Manny Pacquiao did to Oscar De La Hoya." There's no comparison. You don't see Manny Pacquiao looking like Oscar De La Hoya did in that fight. Manny Pacquiao, yes, he might have slowed down, but he hasn't slowed down that much. And this idiot has no right to talk. He hasn't been in the ring for several months. And then when he does get back in the ring, he almost gets beat by Josecito Lopez. He's going to get demolished in there by Pacquiao.
He almost got knocked out, son.
Here's the soccer champ.
Yeah.
Soccer champ.
Where's the trophy? You got the trophy?
Go grab the trophy.
Go grab the trophy. You got to floss a little bit. You got to floss a little bit with the trophy.
Show him. Show him.
Da, da,
look at that. Elena carries this thing everywhere. We went out to breakfast the other day. She had it with her. It's insane.
Look at that.
It's insane.
Hey, you need to play We Are the Champions, Eric.
That's right. That should be your intro music.
We are the champions, my friend.
There you go. Yep.
And
we already have soccer skills.
Keep on fighting. Go ahead.
Look at that. Beautiful. Like an angel.
Awesome.
Like an angel. Unbelievable.
Freddie Mercury, you're not, so don't worry about it.
Robbie, slow your roll, please.
All right.
Dawkins in the chat, of course, is the voice of reason. He says copyright. We can't use that. So he's 100% right.
Oh, I remixed it.
I know.
I remixed it.
All right, so the train wreck of the week, man. Your boy, Robert, Paulie Malignaggi goes crazy this week. All right, your boy, Paulie Malignaggi goes crazy. He's at the press conference for the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship or whatever it's called now. This press conference was nuts.
The BKB.
I did.
So it took place on Monday. The two went at each other from start to finish. Paulie ends up hitting Lobov with the microphone at one point. They get separated. They come together for the face-off. Paulie spits on him. I don't know if it actually hit him or not. Lobov said
like it
hit him. But he actually spit at him. Whether he spit on him or not, I don't know. But what is going on with this, man? I heard it hyping the fight, man, but I think there's definitely animosity here, genuine animosity. Beeb, what's going on with your boy, man?
I think he's totally triggered him, man.
I think so too. I
know
his way to get McGregor.
I never seen him this upset before in my life, man.
No, and I tell you what, this doesn't bode well for him. You can't be this upset going into a fight.
Yeah, this is crazy, man.
Yeah. It's
look, I think this is a weird thing from the beginning. Him signing a contract to be a part of this, when in his whole boxing career he only knocked out 7 people. Don't you have to be a puncher if you're going to be involved in this kind of promotion? I mean, what is he known for? He's known for having major hand problems. I think he's completely lost his mind here. I don't know what the hell's up with him.
Please, Robbie.
What's wrong with you, Beeb?
I'm speaking the truth, man.
All right, as we mentioned earlier, Robeisy Ramirez signed with Top Rank, not the PBC, signed with Top Rank, and Ramirez is the guy who beat Stevenson in the Olympic final. Stevenson wants to avenge that loss, and he said he's been waiting for him in the pros, and he wants to fight him ASAP. Listen, that fight ain't happening anytime soon. Anytime soon, son.
Nope.
That fight ain't happening. You don't sign this guy and then put him right in the ring with Stevenson. So,
no, you don't.
Yeah, so that ain't happening. Robert, your favorite heavyweight, your favorite up-and-coming heavyweight, Joe Joyce versus Brian Jennings.
Not mine.
Looks
I
like
can't
he's headed,
stand it.
looks like it may be headed to the O2 on July 13th. Listen, it's real simple. If Brian Jennings has anything left at all, he beats Joe Joyce. Thoughts,
That's
guys?
right.
Any thoughts
Well,
on this?
one of our other favorite fighters is fighting on that day, Eric Jamal James.
It's our boy, friend of the show.
Yeah, Jamal James is fighting. Oh God, I heard the name yesterday, but it's on the same day.
Well, that doesn't
Please,
feel
Rob.
good, Robert.
Please, Robbie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Jamal James.
I want to say it's Antonio DeMarco, but I could be wrong.
It is Antonio DeMarco. You're right.
Look at Robert, man. Got a mind like a steel trap.
Thanks, Robbie.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you what. We'll have to get him on the show real soon. I have to get Steve Kim back on the show too.
No, I like that guy.
Yeah.
I like that guy.
With Steve Kim?
No, we're talking Jamal James here, Beeb.
Oh, I'm sorry, Robbie.
Yeah, Beeb, come on. Stick with the program here. Come on, wake up over there. What's the matter with you?
I don't think you like Steve Kim anymore because what did Steve Kim tell him? Called him cheap.
Yeah, he did. He called you cheap. That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded.
Yeah, I did not approve of that.
Called you a cheap bastard.
I would have said something.
Called you a cheap bastard. Called you a cheap bastard. Called you a cheap bastard.
Yeah, I know. I would have said something to him about that.
And he said.
I guess Eric knew what he was doing.
No. Talk boxing with those people. Those people, Robert, meaning you.
Yeah.
Those people.
Yeah, I know. That's cold.
He friggin' dissed you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cold.
Are you still gonna listen to the show? Are you still gonna listen to the knockdown rule?
Well, wait. What he's got to cancel?
Of course
Mario?
I am. Of course I am.
Yeah, Mario Lopez is on that show, son.
Of course
That's
I
AC
am.
Slater. Of course he's listening to that show.
Yeah.
Come on, son. You know he's listening to that show. He's all in on Mario Lopez.
Please, Eric.
But no, seriously, Beeb, what do you think of Jamal James and Antonio DeMarco? Is that a good fight for him?
It's a stay busy fight. I don't think he'll have any problems.
No.
Antonio DeMarco.
I don't either. But when you rank number 3 by the WBA, shouldn't your competition be a little more stiffer than that?
I would like to think so, Robbie. But I mean, is it up to him? I mean, you got to keep busy. Sometimes you got to take the fights you can take, right?
Yeah.
You got to take the fights that you got to take.
Another home.
You got to take the fights that are given to you.
Hometown celebration. Yeah.
Reese Mack, you know what? Reese Mack in the chat says, "Did you guys talk about the McCaskill-Sanchez?"
I saw that fight. That fight was a really good fight.
I did not see it, but I heard it was an awesome fight, but I did not see it. Beeb, you saw it, and it was pretty good, no?
Yeah. Thought McCaskill won, but I mean Sanchez definitely brought the fight to her.
Yeah, Anahi Sanchez versus Jessica McCaskill for the WBC WBA Junior Welterweight unification fight. The McCaskill won that fight, yeah?
Yeah, she won the fight.
Yeah. But I
heard
it was a really like a slugfest.
You know what it was? They were exchanging up close, and they were throwing some heavy leather. But the thing was McCaskill, what she would get caught with a good shot, but she would answer with 2 or 3. So she was basically the busier fighter. But Sanchez was definitely landing some quality punches on her. You could and she actually. I don't think anyone was really rocked in the fight, but each fighter was buzzed a few times. But more often than not, I thought McCaskill got the better of the exchanges.
Yeah. Let's see our last piece of news here. Gary Russell announced this week that he was a free agent, and could he be going to DAZN? I don't know. Gary Russell was said to be at the Devin Haney fight this weekend. It was also rumored that he would talk to Eddie Hearn about a DAZN deal after the fact. Listen, I don't think it's any secret that Gary Russell is not happy with the PBC. Beeb, I think DAZN might be a better place for him. What are your thoughts?
Like I said, different platforms are better for different fighters. If his goal is to fight more often, then yeah, I think that DAZN would be better for him. People criticize him for not fighting enough, but we have to ask ourselves, is it his fault? Or is it the people like PBC's fault? Is it Al Heyman's fault? Because like Danny Jacobs was another one. He was complaining when he was over at the PBC that he was unhappy with not being active enough, right? And that's why he went with Eddie Hearn. And now he seems to be getting the fights that he wants, right? So,
But the 2 people he says he wants to fight, Beeb, are both with PBC. So
So
I wonder what's up with that. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this: he's throwing his name in the hat to fight Tank Davis. I don't see Tank turning that fight down.
No, I don't either.
Tank has already said he would take it.
Yeah.
Tank already said he would take it.
Yeah, but you know what? They say a lot of stuff. Everybody says a lot of stuff, and then they want $20 million to make that fight. And
I know.
That's what they do. But I think that, like I said, man, I think he's very unhappy at the PBC. So I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see what happens. That'll do it for this edition of Ringside Reporter. As always, you can catch Robert on Twitter at Ringside Robert, or you can call Ringside Robbie's Corner at
area code 773-572-7781. And be sure to leave me a message, and I will get back to you.
There you go. You can catch the King of the North, Joe Habib, on Twitter at jhabib1. And find
first of his name.
The first of his name. I'm the King of the Midwest. There you go.
I'm the unburnt. I'm the breaker of chains.
You're the mother of dragons?
Well, Beeb he's at the home of the new Stanley Cup champions because the Boston Bruins will bring that title to Boston. So
nobody cares about hockey. Does anybody really care about hockey? Did you even know you had a hockey team, Beeb?
It's a hockey town, Eric. Remember Bobby Orr?
Did you even know you had a hockey team?
Yeah.
Rob, Eric, when Bobby Orr played for the Bruins, like so many ice skating rings came up in the city of Boston. Like Boston's a hockey town.
That's right.
Yeah,
it's a hockey town.
They're going to bring the cup home.
Ancient history, son. They didn't have cars back then. Let me tell you this: there's no hockey in Titletown because, quite frankly, it just doesn't matter. All right.
How come Jason didn't call in this week? You must have really put it on him last week. You must have hurt his feelings.
I'm glad he didn't call.
Wow, Robert just went deep.
They were killing him in the chat today.
They were killing him. I almost felt bad for him in the chat.
I have the wrench squad in there, like freaking timing them up.
Killing him in the chat.
They're timing them out left and right.
Hey, everybody, keep it up. I like that.
Hans Markoff said, asking who we got for the NBA championship. I think we
Warriors.
Got Golden State.
The
man.
Warriors,
the
man.
Warriors.
The Warriors.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's beating them, man. They're going to win it again.
I'm going to be a 3-time champion, brother. Yes, I am.
Guys, bummed. You guys bummed about Game of Thrones being over?
I don't think anybody's bummed about that except us. Hey, Robert, is Kevin Durant leaving?
I firmly believe that Kevin Durant will leave. Yes.
Yeah.
Why, Rob?
Yeah. Where do you think?
And I think he's got. Well, I think he's going to go to one of two places. He's either going to go to New York City with Kyrie Irving and be a member of the Knicks, or he's going to go to the L.A. Clippers with Kawhi Leonard and join the Clippers. I don't think Kevin Durant will stay a Warrior after these finals.
I think New York is a good place for him.
Shout out to Raphael Dawkins, Combat Radio. It's 2:00 in the morning over there, and he's listening to us, man. Shout out to him, man.
Insane, yeah.
Hey, way to go, Raphael.
Right, man. Yeah, thanks to my son and Robert, I'm now like watching the NBA now. I'm like, I wonder who's gonna, we were watching. I was watching that game last night, that Raptors game.
NBA's fun. I like the NBA.
I love the NBA, man. I love the NBA.
Shout out to Sogo. Thank you so much, brother. And he says he gives us a donation for Robbie's internet and VHS rental fees.
Hey, look, I got a DVR. I'm currently recording the Coca-Cola 600, so I've got the race to look forward to tonight. So
I don't
racing.
Yes, I do.
I don't believe you, Robbie.
Left. What's to watch? They just turn the wheel left. That's it. That's all they do.
Hey, man, no. Today's the biggest day in racing. You got the Monaco Grand Prix, you got the Indianapolis 500, and you got the Coca-Cola 600. Today's one of the biggest days in auto racing, man.
Robbie, when you want to use a computer, do you have to go to the library?
I don't bother with the computer, Beeb.
Please, Robbie.
Joe Lopez says I'm gonna do a GoFundMe for Robbie to get the zone. Oh my God.
You want to do a GoFundMe page? Buy our T-shirts, man. $15.
There you go. All right. You find our YouTube channel at ringsidereporterlive.com. On Twitter, I'm at Ringside73, and we will see you next week.
Please, Robbie.